Macho John Madden in Akumal, Mexico. They call me Juanito in Mexico, Little John. But it actually better translates as Johnny, which is my favorite childhood nickname. And oh, this is good. I actually am dealing with life and death issues because I got told that I'm dying yesterday. That's special. What's the movie that starts with "Is a day like any other day"? It was the day of my sister's wedding. So it's a special day. And I've been okay because I knew it was true. I knew it was true before the doctor said it. But I've been spending a lot of time, a little desperate to document some of my most important stories, but also to remember days when I was healthy and courageous and sassy and did some, at times, brave things. So that's been very helpful to me today. But it's time that I have to get practical because there's a couple of very practical things I have to handle. Like I have to get back to the hospital tomorrow to get lab tests to find out how long I have to live. And I don't have any money, and my phone got turned off because I hadn't paid it. So I've got to handle some practical things. And my brother Dennis is really good at helping me with practical things and very motivated. But he's not available today because his father-in-law is in the hospital. So I contacted my friend Norm back in the States also, who is also extremely practical. And he's on the group chat where I've been telling people about all this, but hasn't said anything. I think he hasn't been looking at it. So I just, in the most unobtrusive way, played my card. I played my dying card and said, Norm, you probably didn't see this information, but I got told yesterday that I'm dying. And I have to handle this one practical task. I promised my brother Dennis I would make a call to Google to try to fix my old Google account, which I've been locked out of for months, because when I lost the phone, they've been trying to send verification messages to my old phone. And then Google, a really good Google representative who a couple months ago worked very hard to fix it, finally said there's no way to do it. But I think that actually is not the final answer. I think another agent might be able to. So I want to do that, but it's hard for me to focus on tasks today. So I said to Norm, here's the deal, I'm dying. So I bet he didn't know that. And I need help with a concrete task. You don't have to study up on Google. You just need to help me think because I think I know how to do it. I didn't ask, could you do a 3-way call with me? But Dennis did that with one the other day to PayPal, and that helped a lot. And I know how to do that. So I got the ball rolling on that. And now Marcos, my landlord, who's been an enormous help, is chronically busy and doesn't look at his messages, even if his name is on the message. If it's not specifically for him, I don't think he looks at it. So I think he does not know yet that I'm dying. So I played that card with him. I said, you may not be aware that it's not a typical day for me, and I know you're saying that to get Dennis sent Western Union money, and you're saying you have to go all the way to Playa or Tulum to cash it. I hate to ask that of you on a business day, but I have to get these lab tests done so I can find out how long I have to live. So that was a little manipulative. But having worked that through, I said to myself, wait a minute, he doesn't have to do that. If there's anything I know about, it's how to receive money from the U.S. because I've been doing it for 2 years. He does not have to go to his bank. Any Western Union will do that. They sometimes don't know how to handle a MoneyGram, and I often have to instruct them how to do it, but I've gotten good at that. But Western Union, that's people sending millions of dollars every day from the U.S. to Mexico is the main way to do it. Any Western Union can do that, and there's one right here. And even the lower rung 6th convenience store does that, and that's just 2 blocks from him, and he knows everybody at that store, so it'd be a piece of cake. So I just gently coached him and said, no, you don't have to do all that. So the one thing I alluded to with Dennis that he won't understand, he's been happily married for a long time, and he'll wonder why this is a priority for me. But there is a girl in Playa del Carmen who loves me and I love her, and we kept missing each other because I had no phone. For a couple of months I had no phone, and the way she was leaving messages for me was comments on my YouTube channel. But my YouTube channel is joined with my Google because they own it, and I've not been able to get into it ever. And I made a a video maybe a month ago saying, she's thinking about me. Of course she is. We were crazy about each other. We just never managed to get to spend more time together. And I bet if I were to say, I wouldn't have to say I'm dying. I could just say, hey, sorry it took me so long to get back to you, but I'm into my Google account now. And I wouldn't have to say to her, I may not ever be able to have sex with you because this all involves my privates, and they haven't functioned. I haven't had a normal piss for a month, and I haven't gotten around to asking my doctor, will I ever get the catheter out of me? Well, is there any chance I'll function again? But we wouldn't have to do that. Cozumel is a very romantic, wonderful getaway from Playa, half an hour ferry ride, and I bet she'd love to go to Playa, to Cozumel. And I have friends there. It's in my bucket list. I want to get back to Cozumel. There's a couple of really important friends I'd like to see there. So Dennis would not understand if I say, yeah, Google, it's nice, get the Google fixed so we can use my, I have to fix the Google account before I can get into my PayPal and get access to my US money. That's the practical part, because all that money is sitting there and I can't do anything with it. Yeah, but if I say to him, but really, I want to see Anna. I want to see Anna. She's so cute. And we were crazy about each other. And I'm sure she's thinking about me. So Anna, you don't even know about my new YouTube account, so you're not seeing any of that. But I'm thinking about you, babe. And boy, didn't we have a great time that night at the club? Within a half an hour, she and I and Shannon at this club on Fifth Avenue, the famous La Quinta, they both were good English speakers. She's like Hungarian, I think, and Shannon is Canadian. So I heard them speaking English at the next table, and it's rude to say, hey, you're English, because in the Riviera Maya, there are lots of English speakers. But I took the risk, and I said, I'm sorry, I overheard you. And within a half an hour, we had all shared with each other that each of us had been sexually abused as teenagers. Now, that's not everybody. And when the band played the song, I'm Still Standing, we all three jumped up and yelled, we're still standing, that's our song. So we have a special connection. Yeah, so that's why. Yeah, I don't have to get laid, although it'd be nice. That's on my bucket list. Yeah, okay.